From the very beginning, we've been firmly committed to the use of properly grown organic fruit. In the last 5 or 6 years, properly grown biodynamic fruit. Biodynamic grape growing and organic grape growing are parallel systems with some very interesting differences between the two. But by and large, if they're properly grown, the fruit that you're going to get is going to make the quality of wine that you're looking for. The main idea is to put the right grapes in the right spot, and to limit the amount of water you're using, limit the tonnage that's coming off the vineyard, and put it in a place where just about anything else will grow. Terroir is the French word for taste of place or taste of dirt, and it's a buzzword in American and California winemaking now. Every winemaker is talking about terroir, and the real ironies of ironies, if they actually have it in their wine, they get nervous. It's a very strong component. And when people are tasting my wines for the first time and have an open mind, they inevitably say, I love the earthiness of this wine. And the earthiness is equal to the fruitiness, because California wines are very fruity. But to get that overlay of the sense of place to it, and I always compare it to farmers growing anything in the United States, is the sense of place should be apparent in everything that we eat. That if it's a rutabaga, or if it's a carrot, or if it's a tomato, if it comes from California, if it comes from New Jersey, or if it comes from North Carolina, there should be a difference. And they all could be grown organically, they all could be properly grown, the right variety of tomato, but there should be such a difference that people seek it out. And my brother Phil is probably the premier grape grower in our area for organic and biodynamic grapes. He's growing 500 acres that's certified organic, and 100 of them are certified biodynamic. Okay, well, just a real simple answer. The comedy answer is that we're hippie from the 60s, and it's always been in just growing up from the 60s, the idea that two things. One, taking care of the earth in terms of growing things organically, not using any sides, any pesticides, mildeicides, fungicides that would injure the earth. And the other side is to try to make a clean, natural product that people could actually ingest and not become ill from. It's a lifestyle. It's so many people would say, well, we're organic, but if something happens, we're going to use the sprays. And it's finding the alternatives, not so much in terms of the technology of it, but the headset of it. If you have a problem in the vineyard, if you have a problem in the vegetables, what do? You don't fall back on chemicals. You find out what the answer is in terms of just where you're living and your style of life. All the necessary work is done by hand, that can be done by hand. The same thing in the winery. The grapes are picked into small fruit lugs. They're dumped into the crusher, sorted again, and then the caps are pushed down by hand. They're baled out by hand. They're pumped and then eventually bottled, and it's done by hand. And the idea, there's two reasons. One, because it's cost effective to do it that way. Equipment is very expensive. And the other thing is it's all quality control. It's constantly looking and tasting and smelling and making sure that everything is correct with it. The basic philosophy that we have is the wine is made in the vineyard, and we're custodians.